What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we're going to go over some of the most effective skill moves that some of the top tier players and the pro players are using. I'm going to show you how to do them as well. Before I want to get started into this video, I want to say this video is sponsored by the One Football app, your one-stop shop for all football information. Coming close, especially to the transfer news season, football news, or games getting cancelled. One Football, they do have your back. If you scan the QR code just below my webcam over here, you can actually download the app for free, or you can click on the link in the description. One Football app, your one-stop shop for football information. Of course, by downloading it, you actually support my channel. So thank you very much, One Football, for sponsoring the video, and thank you very much for watching this segment of the ad. Now, so going into the game. So when we're talking about top tier skill moves, I'm going to add some things like the shot cancel, and I'm going to explain to you its uses, and just some other skill moves that people are doing on the higher end. We're not going to be talking about mechanic abusing. So I know there's a skill move, and I'm not oblivious to it. I know, for example, the ball roll scoop, but I don't want you to teach you that because that's mainly used to glitch past people. And as I said, my job is for you to get better at the game. It's not for you to abuse the mechanic, which I don't want to teach anyway. But even if I did, you're just going to come back to this video next year and you're going to be like, I'm stuck in the same position. So you want to be using these skill moves to aid you inside the box. And when I mean by inside the box, I'm referring to inside the box in this area. People always get confused that when they do skill moves, they like to do it, for example, like here. So this is an example outside the box. A lot of players inside the match, they like to get the ball in this area, for example, over here. And then what they typically like to do, I would say, is when they get the ball in this area, is that they try to spam skill moves to get here and then take a shot. At this time, it's a bit too far away from outside the box. It's a bit too far. Maybe like Ronaldo, you can get away with it, but it's inconsistent for you to score that much. So let's go straight into it. So the first one is the shot cancel. Now, it's used on a high level. Now, what you do is you press the shoot button and it's followed by the L1, L2, R1, R2 button. So there's two ways you can do it. You can do it with the L2, R2, but I do it all four, just a bit easier because it cancels the entire animation. So you shoot and then you press like that. Very, very simple. Now, what it does in theory is if there's a defender in front of you, let's say there's a defender over here, right in front of you, or the goalkeeper, you can actually force the player or the goalkeeper into the animation, but it's not consistent. So for example, if I do the shoot button, I do super cancel, you can basically change direction very, very quickly or force the goalkeeper into animation and then move away like that. It is a bit of an, I wouldn't say it's an abusive mechanic, but it's a mechanic that you can use to age performance. I don't use it personally because I still think it should not be in the game, but it is one way. Now, what you're going to say to me is when you press the shoot button and you try to do it, you're going to say that sometimes your player shoots already by mistake. The key thing to do is when you do this is just load up the power bar all the way. It's easier for you to cancel it if you load up a lot of power because that way you have a lot of time for the animation kickback. Does that make sense? If you do a little bit of power and try to super cancel it, it might not work all the time, and sometimes your player doesn't actually go into the animation. You see that? He just barely goes into it. But if you do like a full kickback, you can then get the full animation. So that's the benefit. So as I said to you, when you're going into a game, when you run forward, get over the run button, hold the shoot button, and you can just cancel that. So what you can do is pretend to go one way, like that, and then change direction, and then finish the ball after. So that is a very effective method. The same way like the fake shot, I still use the fake shot. Will be one of the most effective skill moves inside the game, especially the first time fake shot. You still use it to beat the goalkeeper, etc, etc. It's still very much viable. You're going to see a lot of players and top tier players, top end, they'll get the ball, do a first time scoop shot. Don't forget a scoop shot or scoop turn, or people like to call it a scoop shot because they get the ball straight away, they do a scoop and then they shoot. So basically a fake shot is just normal like this. Everyone knows what that is, but of course you do that at a 45-degree angle, you can get a scoop turn. So like this, for example. So I'll show you like here, 45-degree angle, like here. Let's say I'm going to go to the top left, I can go like that. So people sometimes normally they get the ball like that and they do a scoop turn or they do a regular fake shot to create the angle towards goal. What you would see as well is ball rolls. So for example, to beat the goalkeeper, there's two ways. You can beat the goalkeeper by doing a fake shot. So let's say, for example, you're running towards the goalkeeper, you can do a fake shot. Now, first fake shots have been nerfed this year. They still work, but they're not as effective to do a fake shot around the goalkeeper. That's one thing. They still do work, but sometimes the goalkeeper's animation, they just glitch into the ball. The key thing to just do a simple ball roll. Now, ball roll is all about time. When the goalkeeper comes towards you, you see him run towards you, then you do a ball roll. 9 times out of 10, you'll go past him, or at the very least, you'll concede a penalty. The best idea that I say is if you're running inside the box, stop running a bit early on, and as soon as you see the goalkeeper move, get ready. So like here, I'm running, I see the goalkeeper starts moving now, I'm ready, and then you just ball roll away. It's like here, I'm running, stop running, goalkeeper's I'm ready, ball roll as soon as, because what happens is when he starts moving, if you ball roll then, the animation kind of glitches out a little bit and they can't get the ball. So you see, at the very least, he'll basically take you out. So, or you take you out or you get the ball. Now, just do be careful. If the goalkeeper doesn't move, for example, he stays in goal, just shoot the ball. There's no need for you to do the ball roll. The ball roll is only meant to be used, for example, if you're running and let's say the defensive line is here and you run in behind and let's say the goalkeeper then comes out, because everyone knows everyone brings the goalkeeper out to create the angle towards goal. And let's say, for example, he doesn't bring the goalkeeper out and you are a bit scared and you do the ball a bit early, just shoot immediately after. That should be enough to beat the goalkeeper anyway. Because let me tell you a secret, what the top tier players do and what's known to be in the game, the most effective region is when the goalkeeper actually comes off his line and then you end up trying to take the shot towards goal. For some reason, when the goalkeeper comes off his line, he closes the gap and it prevents you from shooting. I think it's because the game doesn't shoot the ball into the corners. It either goes on the outside over here or it goes on the inside. So the benefit of that is you can create the angle anyway. And remember, I said if it's too early, just do the ball roll and just shoot, because you do shift the ball to a different lane. Otherwise, the goalkeeper does come out or he comes towards you. Remember, focus on the player's feet. So when you see him come towards you, then you just ball roll and then you commit into the animation. Another skill that's used quite heavily is the fake shot stop. Fake shot stop into La Croqueta. That's a very, very good one. All you got to do simply is do a fake shot stop. When you do a fake shot stop, you face the goalkeeper all the time like this. And then you La Croqueta after. So La Croqueta is basically L1. And all you got to do with the round is either to the left or to the right. So L1 and hold it to the left or to the right of the player. Very, very simple. It's used to mainly beat a defender. So what people are doing, and again, if you are going to use this, I don't want you just to get the ball into the box and think, okay, you know what, let me just spam it with my striker. The idea is you get the ball with your player, and let's say it's the defender in a way, you can do let's say it's a defender in front of you over here. You can run, you do a fake shot to freeze him, then you choose a passing lane and then you shoot immediately off. That way you create the angle towards goal as well. So it's not to be used in this region over here. Let's say, for example, your opponent is parking the bus and you're trying to recycle the ball with your two CDMs like this. You get the ball to your striker. That's when you can get the ball like that, do a fake shot stop, La Croqueta to take him. And then what it is, if you take too long, your opponent can react in time. So the idea behind the fake shot stop is you want to freeze him or let him commit forward, create an angle and shoot before he's able to recover with the other player. So that is one thing that you can do as well. We do know about the driven passes into the first time shots. That is very much careful. The Elastico does have its purpose, but I've been seeing used only from like these angles, for example, like there. So when you're facing that way, don't forget Elastico is just basically a backwards U shape. So you have the normal Elastico and then you have the reverse Elastico. Now don't forget, compared to the La Croqueta, which is a 4-star skill move, the Elastico is a 5-star skill move, so do bear that in mind. But it can be used inside the box like here. You can use like that to create the angle like that and give you a shot across goal. So if you're running in from over here, you want to be doing the normal Elastico. That way you go that way. You run that way. You kind of want to do the reverse Elastico. That way you can create the gap on the opposite side. Again, 5-star weak foot and skill moves are on pair like Ginola, the likes of R9 and Neymar on a cheaper end. But yes, if you're running on this side, do Elastico and then do a shot straight after. Typical of me to miss that. Or if you're running on this angle here, you do the exact same thing, reverse you, and you can go on the inside lane. Because most people, they don't expect you to cut in like that. They expect you to do like a fake shot around them, or they expect you to dribble around. They don't expect you from this angle to cut like this, and you can cut that into the gap. So it's actually kind of effective. Don't forget, it's relative whichever way you're facing. So if you're facing, for example, upwards, the Elastico kind of be like that angle. Does that make sense? It's relative. Whenever you're doing a skill move, you do it relative to the way you're facing. And then the final one is just a strafe dribbling. When you hold it, let the guy come towards you, and then you run into the space and exit. You can do the same with agile dribbling as well. You can hold the agile dribbling button, let someone come towards you, bait him a little bit, and just run into the space. So this is the speed boost glitch. So it's kind of like, no, it's not a glitch, but it's the animation, how it works. So you kind of slow someone down, let someone slow down, and then you sprint to exit. I use a strafe one because I prefer it a bit better, because that way you can also move the ball away like that, just in case you are in danger. Hold the L1 button. Don't forget, anyone can do this. As soon as the goalkeeper comes towards you or a player comes towards you, you can just sprint, give yourself that extra room inside of the box. But that is some of the top tier skill moves that the top tier pros are using right now. Do take them into a game. It will take a bit of practice, but once you use it, it will definitely accelerate your gameplay. But as I said, make sure you do it inside the box, guys. Don't just spam it here. A lot of people here, they just spam a skill move here and they shoot from outside the box and they're saying, why is it not working? You have to get the ball inside the box first, and the skill move is then used to beat the player and to give you the angle. That's the key behind skill moves. Skill moves aren't necessarily used to beat a player, because you can beat a player with a skill move, but any half decent player, if you beat him the first time, he'll able just to recover after. So you might, let's say you're walking over here, and let's say he's in yellow, you might beat him to create the angle over there. 1 second, let me draw this in the correct colors, that is. You might beat him over here, but once he beats you, he's able to then recover. So the idea is you're using a skill move to give you the angle and shoot the ball before he can recover and block the shot. So it's used to give you the space inside the box to beat the man, to give you the space, take the shot, not to beat the man, then mess around and then try taking a shot. So try to do the shot straight after you beat the guy. But anyway, that is the top 10, but top skill moves that the pro players are using. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy, and of course, I'll catch you next time. Peace out.